Shorty Mona Lisa, I'ma play her like I'm violent. I feel like the island, we gon' take her to the island.
Great win for the Fever yesterday. Tough loss for them today. They got their ass whooped. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But there's a lot to get to in this video. First of all, congrats to Caitlin Clark on winning the ESPY's WNBA Player of the Year. Obviously, it's either going to be her or Angel Reese that was going to win it. This win didn't come without controversy, as we know. Shane Gillis, he's a comedian and actor. ESPY's usually the host. Goes on stage and make jokes. The last ESPYs I really tuned into was when Drake was the host. Yeah, when Drake hosted it. And I think that was the best one ever. Like, I remember his Dan Marino joke, the LeBron joke. That one was wild. But this one was pretty wild too. People are probably gonna remember this for some time. But he said Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA. She's gonna work at the Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women. As you see in the comment section, a lot of people weren't too happy about the joke. And it wasn't just this. He said a lot of jokes that were on thin ice, like the Epstein joke at the he had one on the whole WNBA. Let me see. Yeah, he said it here. Shane Gillis fooled the entire ESPYs crowd into thinking this woman was a WNBA star. 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm just joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. He got a little point, I'm not gonna lie. But most people laughed at that one because there's some truth to it. The average person, unless you really into hoops, you only know Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That's it. And the only reason you know them is because of the whole controversy. Before that, nobody really gave a fuck about women's hoops like that. That's just the truth. Unless you played yourself and you're a real hoop geek, you know. So there's some truth to that joke, honestly. But that's what's going on with the Shane thing. I don't know if they're going to let him host again. He went in. We need to be keeping their eye out on Liberty. This is tampering right here. She about to get the hell up out of Indiana at this pace. I'm telling you. Caitlin, she swapped out her coach for the New York Liberty coach. She's talking to Stewie backstage after the game. She's out with injury. I think she's going to miss a lot of time. And her doing any all-star activities because her injury, I think it might take like a month or two to heal. It might not fully heal until like playoff time. So, you know, that shit takes a long time to heal. What she is doing is she'll be a part of the CBA discussions. This is her comments on CBA. And if I'm being honest, I really do think there's going to be a lockout 1,000%. Like, no question. Every proposal they brought, the players complained. They weren't happy with it. I expect the lockout probably after this season. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to play what she said though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the meetings that are going to happen in Indianapolis are going to be really important. And, you know, although I'm not our team rep or on the committee, like I'm still, you know, trying to understand and engage as much as possible. Obviously, this is my second year in the league, but also this is like a very important time for our league and where it's going to continue to grow. So, you know, I'm certainly looking forward to those meetings and being in them. And I think everybody in our league is to help these CBA talks continue to move forward. So should be very important for us on Thursday. Yes, I'll be there.
Obviously, she'll be there. She's the reason they even have attention to begin with. I ain't gonna lie. These reporters be asking some stupid-ass questions sometimes. Bro, why the fuck would she not be in the meeting? You guys obviously see if she's not playing, they have no fucking viewership. Duh. Like yo. Y'all know what's crazy, to be honest? A second-year player is gonna be in a meeting for the direction of the entirety of a league in her second year. I don't think I understand how crazy that is. That's like, imagine, this is like Wemby being a part of the NBA CBA talks. Like that's not happening. It's gonna be someone like LeBron. In this case, it should be like a Asia Wilson, people like that. I'm not saying she won't be at the meeting, but compared to like a Caitlin Clark, she don't got pulled like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? CC, she got into it with the ref the other night. I know a lot of people are on Twitter complaining, but she told the ref, I'm going to call it the lead on you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has pull like that right now. That's just fact. Funny because players think they have that type of pull. Like Satu, I think I said her name right. She thinks she got pulled like Caitlin Clark. You don't. She's been one of the most advocate people for CBA. She's been on Kathy's neck 24/7. But one person who can say whatever the fuck she wants in these CBA meetings is Caitlin Clark. Another person who's behind is low-key Angel Reese. Those are the people who bringing in. Caitlin is bringing in a majority of it, and then the person behind her is Angel Reese, and that's just facts. So those are the only people who could really be saying anything. But you know she's going to have a lot to say in these meetings. But
NBA fans, Satu Sabally fans, the X Factor, and those who are looking forward to her playing on Team Clark for the WNBA All-Star Game, I have some unfortunate news. Looks like Satu Sabally is still not healed up from her ankle injury, and she will not be participating in that portion of the All-Star Game. She announced on her Instagram that she's been trying to get her body right. She's been trying to heal up so she could be a WNBA All-Star starter. That's a huge recognition. That's a huge deal. She's unable to do so. But you know what's really goated? The fact that she says, yeah, I can't play. I'm disappointed, but I'm still going to be there in Indy for those CBA negotiations. Honestly, Satu, you're so goated for that. Look, I did a video just trying to uplift Brittany Sykes because I believe she deserved to be an all-star. And frankly, if she doesn't get this call for WNBA All-Star, I know it's last minute, I don't know what to say. I do want to forewarn people, though, that there are WNBA players like Natasha Cloud and others who will be at WNBA All-Star. Players like Natasha Cloud and Erica Wheeler will be there for the skills challenge. There's other players that are going to be there for brand deals.
I hope Erica Wheeler won that.
Availability, so there will be some players there regardless, and so I don't know because it's last minute if maybe they will be the replacement. However, she still has time to get to Indy. Okay, Indy.
Here's the thing, like, you know, most players, they don't like being replacements. They'll accept it obviously because it's good, you know, to have. I think for contract negotiations it helps, but most players don't want to be like, oh, I'm just a replacement. Like the W, you know, their egos are low key worse than NBA players at times. Their egos is crazy. I'm not saying she got an ego or anything, but y'all know how it goes. So
from DC or wherever Slim is coming from ain't that far, and so I really do hope that Sykes gets the call. She's very deserving. You guys, y'all down below, let me know who you believe should be replacing Satu Sabally on Team Clark. And do you think it's dope that she's still participating in CBA negotiations? Oh, also with that, Caitlin Clark will be participating in CBA negotiations as well as all the players that are present at Indy. And so when we leave All-Star, we should have some tea. We should have some tea.
But look, I'm going to tell y'all one thing that's a necessity for this. I'm going to say it here. They said DeWanna Bonner scammed the Fever, was sabotaging and faking everything since the beginning. They have to make a rule because what she did, she shouldn't even be allowed to play the rest of the year because that shit is like, it's unprofessional as hell. I saw this tweet right here, and to be real with y'all, this is not realistic. And if it is, only like 2 players will get it. But they said if this CBA doesn't end up with top to middle tier players earning at least $1 million per season, 5 got to go model and treat basketball as a side hustle. Her face and height is worth at least $20 million plus annually. We got to be realistic here, bro. Like, first of all, off the court, Angel Reese a marketing genius. A lot of people don't give her credit for that. She's smart as hell with marketing. So that's something like a lot of people don't give her credit for. But as far as $1 million per season, bro, they're losing money every year. So where's the $1 million per season going to come from? And if only one player is generating a bunch of money for the league, how that supposed to work? Because we know these investors aren't stupid. They're hoping another, you know, Caitlin Clark type person. I don't think we'll see it, but like as far as popularity, they're hoping another like Caitlin Clark level player comes. That hasn't happened. Like I think most people think is Juju. Hopefully she comes back from the knee injury, but they're hoping someone of that caliber comes in. That's why they're investing in the lead. If that doesn't come in the next 5 to 10 years, how the fuck they gonna pay people $1 million per season? Tell me how they're gonna do it. Right? You can't have one person bringing in 95% of the viewership, and then you know the rest of the people not doing much, and be like, oh, we deserve $1 million per year. Well, where the viewership coming from? It's coming from one person. How's that supposed to work out? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't add up. The people who are leading it, the VPs, they started their own league. Fee and Breonna Stewart. So they have the Unrivaled league that was hosted in Miami, right? These 2 people are 2 of the key like talkers for the upcoming CBA stuff. So let's say the players get everything they want. Fee and Breonna Stewart are able to negotiate, and Caitlin Clark. They're able to negotiate something that's suitable for all the players. So let's say they're able to pull this off. What happens with Fee and Breonna Stewart's lead? This is why I think there's going to be a lockout. It's like you don't need, like if they honored everything that you've been fighting for that caused you to start a whole lead, and then they finally respected negotiation, what's the point of your lead? And there's already so much money invested in their lead. You see what I'm saying? So I think there's a conflict of interest there. A post-game interview for the Fever. after their loss today against New York and played us.
I mean, that's part of being a pro. I mean, we can't think about the schedule. Everybody's having back-to-backs. I mean, we just got to come in, be prepared, locked in, and be attentive to the details in the scout.
Excited to be hosting. I think Indiana has done a wonderful job of preparing, and I think people are really going to love what they have for everyone who's going to be there. But for us as a team, we need to make sure that we're getting our rest, that we're taking care of our bodies, that we're mentally kind of getting away, getting a break. But we talked about in the locker room, like, we don't have time once the break's over to kind of slowly work our way up. We have to make sure we're coming prepared, that we're dialed in, and that we're hitting the ground running when we're back. You know, we'd love to have her. I think we all know that when she's playing, it's a whole different team, and then when she's not playing, we're a whole nother squad. So it's adjusting, but I think that we've seen both sides, and we're confident in both sides. And you know, we did play not even 24 hours ago, but we're pros. That's part of being a pro, and everyone has this. And so how are you mentally going to lock in? How are you physically going to try to get rest, but just make sure that we're a unit? And I think we were together tonight, but we were just a step slow, and we can't do that. We have to set ourselves to a higher standard, and hopefully we move forward and learn from this one.
We had energy in spurts. I mean, I think it could have been better. We could have been more consistent. And
I knew going into the game they're going to play like shit, though, especially after yesterday. Because it is a back-to-back, and it's around All-Star break, so they probably just want to get this shit over with.
It wasn't us. That's not how we play, and that's not our identity. But I just think, again, it's about us and stacking days. So, I mean, we see them again after All-Star, so we just got to go back to the drawing boards and just, you know, make the adjustments and just be better.
I mean, that's what a great honor for Kels. You know, Ketch is cornerstone of this franchise, and, you know, a Hall of Famer, and for Kels to be able to continue to chip away at a lot of those records, I mean, is an incredible honor for her. I mean, she's been playing outstanding basketball. You know, she's been offensively at times putting us on her back. She's been doing such a good job of getting good shots and getting her teammates good shots and stepping up and making big ones for us. So, yeah, I'm proud of Kels.
She did not want to answer that question. She was like, shit. You could tell. She did not want to answer that shit.
I haven't been vocal on that, but I think I just gotta, you know, educate myself a little more, talk to Soph and just talk to Breezy and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll definitely be in the meetings and just taking notes, you know, this weekend.
Smart answer. Very smart answer.
Yeah, I thought it started with us just being really soft. You know, they didn't feel us. You know, they're an outstanding offensive team. They're obviously an outstanding defensive team too. And we didn't disrupt at all. They didn't feel us. There was no resistance. We weren't in passing lanes. We let them pass the ball and move wherever they wanted to. You know, so it's outside of just execution of schemes. It's having a little bit more fight and resistance on the defensive end. And when you give a great team with lots of Olympians and a lot of talent, space to operate, they take advantage of it.
Why does she always say that? She always says with a lot of Olympians. She said that about the Dream. She said that about every fucking team. Anytime they lose, she'll be like, yeah, well, they had a lot of Olympians. Damn, that's supposed to keep y'all from beating them. Y'all beat them before, you know what I mean? Crazy.
So I just felt like from the jump, you know, it wasn't that we didn't play hard, but we didn't play smart at times, and we weren't disruptive enough. Continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, you know, obviously you think about the Stewie's MVPs of the league, and, you know, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird, who was sitting, you know, in the building today. And you know, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the WNBA, right? Like they've seen their idols play. They work their asses off to get to where they are, and to be able to be honored, whether it's the ESPYs or whether it's league awards or whether it's All-Star or whatever. I just think they continue to then lead the way for the other young players that are watching. So we're proud of Caitlin. You know, ESPY's a big thing, and you know, we're going to continue to support her. You know, but at the end of the day, for our team and our group, yes, we have momentum. Yes, we have one of the greatest players in the game, but collectively we got to put it together. And we've got to continue to lean on one another and be better. Emotional kind of reset. Look, we faced adversity. There's no doubt about it, but we've also grown through it, and we've talked about it from day one. And, you know, no matter what keeps.
Sophie not trying to hear that bullshit. Look at her. Hey, look at her face the whole time she talking.
coming at us. Every team in the league has faced some sort of adversity. We've got to stop talking about, understand that every single day we're going to see opponent's best shots, and we got to be ready for it.
But let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.